So, listen, we're back. Frank, booksbyfrank.com. Film motivation. Let's go. So, basically, right, this book that I wrote about filmmaking, how to make 100,000 10K in 30 days. Basically, the bottom line is this: when you're trying to make a film, when you're trying to shoot a film successfully in LA, you're gonna come across a bunch of challenges. First of all, there's permit issues. There's trying to get it done. You gotta find a place to shoot, right, comfortably and get your content out, right? So you need directors, guerrilla style filmmakers that can actually knock it down, right? Because you have the cops, you have the city, you have ticketing officers, you have people watching the city, municipal properties and stuff. So if you're trying to shoot guerrilla style, if you're trying to shoot your film guerrilla style, you gotta have a mindset of just getting it done, period, right? No matter what it takes, right? If you're gonna shoot in a hotel or in a nice building, a nice facility, and you don't have permits, the bottom line is your time is limited. You got to go in there and knock it out fast. So you got to work with DPs that can turn around stuff, people that can grab a camera and shoot on point, And so, because when you think about it, your actors have to be set. Your actors have to wear rehearsed and oiled machines together and deliver. Because you don't have time to mess around. When you're shooting on the street, you got to realize that tickets are there. The cops are trying to give you a ticket, You're trying to get, your officers trying to stop your production. You rented cameras, you got to pay them back. You got to return your cameras safely. So you got to make sure that you're ready for war. There's war, You got to have a getaway driver. You got to have people on deck ready to go, right? I like young DPs that are ready to shoot no matter what the problem is. I've been stopped by the police and we shut them, put them in the clip. You know what I'm saying? Because guerrilla style filmmaking you have to have a different kind of nerve. When you rent, let's say you rent a Hyatt, right, in downtown Hollywood, and you're trying to shoot in a room, right? You gotta be prepared to get your camera out there and shoot all day. Shoot in the gym, shoot in the sauna, shoot outside in the restaurant, shoot upstairs on the roof, shoot downstairs in the pool, shoot everywhere. It's your prerogative. You gotta it's not about talking about it, it's about shooting about it. You gotta shoot it while you're there. You can talk about it in the editing room. If you don't get the footage, there's nothing to talk about. You can't cut anything. You don't have a film unless you shoot it. So get it. Listen, have your crew with a mindset that nobody leaves until it's done. Nobody leaves until we shoot it. Nobody leaves until you have the results. Right? You're there for the results. You're not there to play games. When it's time to shoot, it's time to go to war. You got to use all the weapons available. You got to use your storage filters, your lights. You got to shoot with different types of gear. You got to have the gear ready. Yeah, you got to have storage ready to shoot, because when you're shooting out the outdoors, you have the elements there. Your battery runs out fast. You got to have multiple packs of batteries ready to shoot. That's what it is. Okay. Film Motivation 101.